I believe being a mother is the best gift every woman would ever receive. And if today I became a parent, I think there could be a lot of things that I could do different from other parentings that I've seen and even from my own family. There are just some things I would be like, no, no, we're not doing that. I just don't know if you ever get excited of becoming a parent. What type of a parent would you one day become? Would you be beating your kids? What type of schools would you be taking them into? How would you expose them? How would you be disciplining them? So today's video is very much interesting. As you can see, I'm always back with this book here. Anytime you see somebody has written like this, just know that it's their thoughts in their minds just flowing, flowing, flowing. So I was in the morning in my house and I was like, now what am I going to do today? I feel like doing a very interesting content, something that I will flow with it. Any content creator would attest with me. Just putting a camera on their faces and starting to talk just doesn't happen like that. Unless you're very gifted, I don't know. But today's video, I wrote something that I am very excited to talk about, you guys. So stick around and watch the video till the end so that you don't get to miss the gist of today's video. First of all, I aspire to become a very good parent to my kids. I will not overdo it, of course. And there are things that I've picked up from my parenting, from my parents parenting me, if that's the way I can put it, and also the way I've seen other people being parented by their parents. Okay, am I really even putting it the right way? How was your parenting, and what would you want to do different to your kids, far from how you have been raised up? I got it. How you've been raised up by your own parents. So one of the things that I'm not even look at this again. I will not take my kids to a public school. I remember when I joined class 1, I will never forget. Up to date, I always remember it because my mom also reminded me some years back that the time I joined class 1, I cried so bad. I met many people. I'm coming from nursery. That time it was from nursery to class 1. I'm just 7 years old. The school is very far from my home. I have to walk every day. There's no one coming to bringing me to school and taking me back home. That time I don't even remember if I had snacks to eat at break time. But the first day I joined that school, at that young age, I knew this was never going to be a place that I wanted to be in. And even while from class 1 to class 8, because be due to circumstances that the only school your parents, that's what they can afford at that time, so you also have to adjust. I remember I went back home crying. My mom took me back again, beat me up and told me, you are going to school. Because I was being stubborn. I met a lot of people I did not know, and the friends that I knew from nursery, most of them we separated. They went to different schools. I remember it's only one of my friends who also was taken to another different class. Now you see, I have to make new friends and all that. It took some quite good time. And when we are in public schools, children are many. And them being many, the teacher's work is come to teach you, mark the homework. If there's anywhere you're struggling, they just advise you and that's it. They are not there to be therapists to you, to be asking you, how are you doing? Unlike in private schools. So when I'm just coming to the private school, because I joined later in a private school. Later on, when I joined in Form 1, after my class 8 school, in Kenya we have 844 system, where you go from class 1 to class 8, then you go from 1 to Form 4. Then when you join to university, you go on for another 4 years. So for me, I went to a college, and also I went to a public school at first. When I went to that public school, I didn't like it. I was like, me, I'm never going to finish this school in this school. There are a lot of people. They are speaking their native language. It is my language, but I've grown in town. I don't know this language. My God, I was very frustrated. I have never been frustrated like that. And so God made a way, and I was able to join a different school. It was a private school. The treatment was very good. Everything, the reception, the classes, if you could just feel free, to go and talk to the teacher about something, and that made me be like my children from as young as they are. They will go to private schools or international schools where they'll be treated right, accepted, and also they will experience life in a different way from how I experienced it. Because when they come back home, I know we'll be having homework to do with them. I'll just be like, okay, how was school, blah, blah, blah. And that English of the kids, I craved so much to be fluent in English while growing up. I would look at people speaking fluent English and I'm like, oh my God, where did they learn this from? You know, while growing up also in school, we will be told you'll be speaking in English 4 times in a week. That is Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday and Thursday. So if you don't speak in English for those 4 days in the week, you'll be punished for it. So you're like, how am I supposed to speak this English that you people have not even taught us? So I will be dodging around and about and be like, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. I'm not putting my kids through this. They did not come to this world to do this. My parents did the best they could because the schools they went, they were not even wearing shoes. I wore my shoes. The schools they went, maybe they were not wearing maybe uniform. They did well for me and my siblings. But something that I've learned and I've picked and I'm willing to do even much better for my kids, private, we are gonna look for that money so that they will never miss a day in their schools. So the other thing that I would do differently, oh my God, just wait. My kids, I will invent new ways of disciplining my children. While growing up in the schools, the public school that I attended, they would beat us up on our hands. Up to date, I have marks. I don't know if they can be seen, and on our feet. In case maybe you did not bring your homework, you have not done an assignment, you misbehaved and all that, you came late to school, the punishment was a bit harsh on me, to be very specific. And me be beaten up in school, I was like, I don't think this is the pain I want to put my kids through. Because you beating me up every time doesn't mean that I'm going to be disciplined. Actually, I think I would even be doing bad things because I'm also angry. Because why are you beating me? You know. And also, my parents also, they disciplined us. Oh my God. I don't know where I would be as a person if I was not disciplined, the way they disciplined me. But the measures they took, they were not as harsh as those we were receiving from school. Then, you know, in a public school, even if you go and report, by the time that case will even be had, it will be over 2 weeks. You've even forgotten about it. You are going to complain to, you know. So I would invent new ways of disciplining my kids. Also, I will make sure that even if it's me disciplining them, I will make them understand why they are receiving the strokes or why they are receiving that type of punishment I'm giving to them. Because then again, you cannot be coming to the house, you're shouting, I told you not to do this, but I'm not understanding why am I being punished. You know, let's say I've eaten food or sugar in the house. Explain to me why am I being punished. Tell me there's not enough for tomorrow. The discipline I've had today, you have disciplined me. You have disciplined me today. I have heard what you've said concerning the sugar, so I know tomorrow, even if I'll have to go and still small, at least I will know I have to, you know. I would not just take all of it. Yeah, that's how I think discipline should work. I should not just come here and just do things for myself just to make you feel bad, okay? The other thing that I would never do to my kids is compare them to kids who are doing better in school, especially doing better in life, doing better for themselves. And this is, to be very honest, I saw this in my neighborhood while growing up. Because a parent will be like, why can't you be like the kids of Mama Nani? They are very disciplined. They fetch water on time. They do this and this and this on time. You, why can't you be like them? And they will be very loud about it. And oh my goodness, I don't know if it's only me that it used to piss off, but I never liked it. Don't compare your kids to other children. Children are very different. Right now, if I see the children I grew up with, everyone is different. Others are married, others have kids, others are pursuing their careers, others are outside of this country, different gifts and talents. So you can never compare your child because your child destination is not like the other child that you're even trying to compare them into. One thing that my parents have done for us, and I feel very proud of it, is they never compared us to other children while we were growing up. That one I can attest to it a million times. There are many times I made mistakes and my parents would sit me down. I would even be feeling guilty about it and be like, well, this is the day that they'll punish me and tell me I'm a bad kid. But no, actually, those are the days I would even enjoy the punishment because I would just be there. They would be talking to me, also talking to somebody and trying to make them look to see their mistakes. I felt that it was a bit of a punishment and discipline. Okay, not punishment. Let's not just put it like that. Let's put it like discipline. It was a form of discipline also. So there are many times I enjoyed being disciplined, being sat down and talked to, and being told this and this and this and this is just going to mess you up. So yeah, I'll never compare my kids to any other person. The other thing, right now we are in the 21st century where technology is really moving so fast. Right now we have TikTok, we have Facebook, we have Instagram, we have YouTube, we have all manner of apps right now in the social media. And remember that internet never forgets. I see celebrities post their kids and I'm like, okay, maybe, you know how online can be so cruel in terms of comments and everything. Any mistake, one wrong move, you're trolled. I saw a video of a kid was crying. I don't want to even go back to that. And people in the comment section were like, if this child ever grows up, she would see this and this and this and this. And I asked myself a million questions. And I was like, no. My kids, when they are 18 or 16, if they want to join an app, be dancing, be doing this, be showcasing their skills, I'll be okay with it. But as long as they're still in my hands, I'm the caretaker of their lives at that time. I think as a parent, I will not post them. Internet never forgets. I will never post my kids. I will never let people know I have kids. Let just people know I have kids, but I don't think I will expose them to this cruel social media. Let them come and join it by themselves, okay? The other thing that I honestly would do to my kids is expose them to different ways of living, expose them to bigger things than them. If I am right now staying in a bed sitter or in a two-bedroom, I would make sure my children are able to see how three-bedroom looks. I would make sure they see as let me oh my god, that thought has disappeared. I would ensure that they look like where they are going. Let's say in the next like 2 years, we're planning to vacate from a two-bedroom to a three-bedroom. By the time we get to that three-bedroom, that child should be able to know there is a bigger house than the one we have. It has this type of toilets. It looks as big as this. I would take them personally, show them we are moving to this type of a place. They will go and be like, they will even fantasize about it. They would come to me, Mom, so am I going to have my own room? Yes, you'll be having your own room. Or I go to a fifth bedroom, I will expose them to different ways of living, not make them to conform to one particular setting. If I brought them up in a plot, they should be able to know or realize how living in an estate feels like, how riding bicycles, how doing skating with other kids, with other rich kids feels like. Not like I'm not going to be rich, but I'm putting it in a way that maybe I can help somebody understand, okay? My kids will not have to struggle to know that they cannot fly outside the country. You see, the things that you plant into the mind of your kids, they never forget. Personally, I don't forget the things my parents have done to me that were so awesome while growing up. They exposed me to new ways of living. They, for example, would take me to camps, conferences, such kind of things, and I never forgot those type of influence. I remember a time I was having my birthday. That should be when had finished my class 8. My dad bought me a skirt, a purple skirt which had dots, and I can't remember if it was class 8 or class 7, but I'll never forget. He was showing me where you're going. You should never show your kids that that's the only thing that they have. My kids should never struggle to think that there's an airport in this Kenya and where it is even. As young as they are, I'll be like, if I don't have a car by that time, God forbid, I'll make sure I take an Uber. If I don't have money for the Uber, I can take matatu. From here to town, from town to the airport, only 200 shillings. Convert it into your own currency. Tell me how much that is. Small money. I'll take them, see how airports are. If that child comes back home and be like, Mom, I want to go back to the airport, I'll be like, yes, You'll go back. I want you to read more books, become the best. You know, with that, mtoto time yenye atakuwa mkubwa, there will be some things that he will not have to struggle with. Anaenda shule and they're like, I know how an airport looks like. I'll just be making their work very, very easier. I don't know if that's all that I had for today. Oh, the other thing, support their ideas. Guys, the video is very much gone and I'm enjoying this conversation today. One thing that I would do for my kids is support their ideas. I've watched my dad support my ideas as early as 20 years old. He put up a business for me, financed it. It failed, he financed it again, it failed, gave me money to start another business. So I've really seen that, and his support towards me has really encouraged me, because when you come out here, people are not being supported by their parents. That's the way to put it. Most children are not being supported by their parents. Not like their parents don't want to, but maybe they're not even in the capacity to do that. Okay, maybe others just don't know how to support their kids, or they're like, you are still in school, I cannot support you to do this. While in college, I also had a business, Mutumba business, that was running, courtesy of my own dad. So I would honestly do support my kids. It does something to their mindsets. And honestly speaking, I would do that for my kids. Remind me of anything I've forgotten down below in my comment section. This is Creative Faith or Faye, and today's video has just been one in a million. Just tell me how you thought about the video, and what other things maybe on your end would you do different as a parent. That is for today's video, guys. See you in the next one. Bye.